So after that interesting thing with the trains, I just want to say I find it utterly strange and quite creepy that for the last 10 years, the American churches, by this I mean the myriad of Protestant churches, whether they want to call them the non-Catholic, non-Orthodox, non-Oriental, Bible-based churches, whether they're non-denominational, evangelical, Pentecostal, Presbyterian, whatever they call themselves, have put at the forefront of their crusade, or whatever you want to call it, their mission, or their preaching, is homosexuality and creationism. Their two main beliefs are anti-gay agenda, the gay agenda. I mean, that's to me, that's a laughable phrase. And creationism. They've all of a sudden become creationists. And as if creationism is a core belief of Christianity, even though it cannot be found in any ancient creeds, not even creeds from the Middle Ages. It can't be found in any profession of faith, and is an extremely new belief. And the anti-gay thing, the anti-gay agenda, the gay against homosexuality or curing gay people, I love that one. By love, I mean I hate it from the depth of my heart. The idea that you could cure someone of homosexuality, to me, I mean, the idea of it is not, diabolical and horrible, but the implementation of that in many different designs has been detrimental and devastating to numerous lives, numerous people's lives. There was, there was a group there. I was struggling with basically, lusting after women or whatever. This is before Orthodoxy, after I had basically committed apostasy from Islam, and didn't quite know it yet. It was an evangelical Anglican church, and they had this thing like renewed lives or whatever, and I was like, I thought I was struggling with alcoholism or whatever. It turns out I was just somebody who was 21 that liked to drink, but I was made to feel ashamed of that. Now I walk into a bar, I'll have 2 beers and leave because I'm not an ass. It's not a spiritual disease. 12-step programs are a joke and are garbage. But I learned very quickly from the first time I went there, that I was the only one that wasn't paying. I was just kind of going extra. I didn't get all the booklets, that it was like thousands of dollars to go there, and it was to not cure homosexuals, but make people realize their true calling, their true gender, basically. And it was run by quote ex-gays, although I don't think they'd call themselves ex-gays. And I had no clue that these people were ex-gay until they wound up telling me, and I found out that many families in the church, I'm talking about husband and wife with kids, were made up of a wife that was a lesbian and the man who was a homosexual. This and creationism. And I remember they brought up creationism, and I laughed in their face, and I said, and there's nobody, I said, what? I'm like, that's that's a joke. Nobody outside of the Appalachian Mountains believes that the Earth is 6,000 years old or denies evolution from, you know, the humans from Homo habilis or Australopithecine, Homo erectus, Homo habilis, and then you have Cro-Magnon and Neanderthal and Homo sapiens and whatever. Although there's debate whether Neanderthal blood is in us. I say it is. But I thought it was a joke. I'm like nobody believes that. But yeah, no. And I found out that this church was not any different than any other of the churches around, or that there were congregations under the Episcopal Church or the Metropolitan Church that were just, I don't want to say liberal, but basically licentious and had no creeds or beliefs. And it wasn't until I came to Orthodoxy where I'm like, I asked them, you know, in a general way about, they're like, creationism, that's a bunch of, no. They're like, that has nothing to do with Christianity, that has to do with reaction to the Scopes monkey trial and people and Protestants not being able to deal with science. And as for gay people, you know, I wind up finding out, like, this is much later, but my god brother was gay. Who damn cares? It's not a major tenet of Christianity. Is a man having sex with another man a sin? Sure, that's the church has always said that. Is there any point to make that an extreme, make that a point of ministering to these people or anything? No. But just like if somebody committed adultery or any other thing and sin again, they explain it's not God condemning you or, you know, you transgressing the law. It's amartia is an archery term, means to miss the mark. And that if somebody just being gay isn't wrong. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I find it ludicrous that the two, you know, whether it, you know, many people want to know, you know, does your church believe in creationism and are they against the gay agenda, instead of asking things like, do they believe in the hypostatic union or the real presence in the Eucharist, like, you know, historic Christianity. But odd.